Hey everyone, it has been a week since our last garden update, and what a week it has been. We saw the arrival, hi Stephanie, of our sweet little baby Grayson. You might get to meet him later on, but he's tired right now. He's not super thrilled about being out in the sunshine quite yet. But the garden has exploded a little bit. It is just about in full bloom here. We've got peas. Look at these peas growing everywhere. Yes, these pea plants are not quite as tall as they have been in the past. I think that's because I haven't quite given them the space they need to grow. But they're coming along. It's looking sharp. Our spinach, poor little spinach, is just already out of commission. Here in Indiana, it's about 85, 90 some days, high 70s, and our spinach, whatever variety this is, just is not tolerating that kind of heat. So unfortunately, the salads and shakes are somewhat of a no-go from the garden, at least. But we're producing. We've got lettuce still. It's growing really good. Our tomatoes are coming on a little bit, and it's time to prune the tomatoes. So let me show you what I'm doing there, and I'll tell you why. All right, so here we've got my tomato plant. This is an indeterminate tomato, which means it'll grow and grow and grow, won't really stop. And it's got these suckers growing out of the crotch of another branch. So this branch on the bottom is simply for leaves, simply for collecting energy. This branch, however, forms fruit, and it will eventually grow flowers and produce tomatoes, which is awesome. But at this stage, I like my tomato plants to save that energy, so I'm going to cut that off. And essentially by doing that, my tomato is going to grow taller, produce fewer tomatoes, but produce bigger tomatoes. So eventually later on, once the plant is a little bit taller, I might let those go just to get more tomatoes out of it. But at this stage, it will just it'll stay super short and super bushy. It will produce a ton of tomatoes, but they won't be quite as big. So another fun aspect of the week off the gardening is my weed problem. It has kind of exploded, and these little suckers, I don't know what they are still, but they are taking over, and they are ridiculous. Also, my garden isn't quite producing like I would like it to. I don't know if I just haven't put enough compost in there. I don't know if I don't know. I haven't quite done all the research I really need to be an awesome gardener like I want. But we're starting out. We're doing what we can. We're getting some meals, and it's awesome. So to fight my weed problem, essentially I've done this third. I have not done this third. But you basically, what I've found, I don't know if there's a spray I can get that's somewhat organic. But essentially I have to go in here, focus the camera, I have to go in here and pluck one by one, real slow, really trying to get all these roots. Because I'm doing it this way, they will probably grow back because weeds are ridiculous, and if you leave the tiniest shred of root, it'll all come bouncing back. But at least this way my garden will look clean for a little bit. Also, in the past, I would just kind of toss weeds in the compost bin, which is not a good idea. I do not recommend putting weeds in your compost bin. That's probably what led to this problem in the first place. So from now on, we're chucking them in a bin, and they're going in the trash. So that's basically the week update on the garden. It's doing okay, but it's been slightly neglected. But I have a son, and that's awesome. And we'll just see what the rest of the summer brings. You know, I'm not an expert gardener. I enjoy gardening. I enjoy eating meals from my yard, and I'm doing my best with what I can right now. And hopefully, at some point, I'll have the motivation and energy to really dig into some of the science, some soil science, and figure out what I really need to put in the soil to grow killer plants that just grow like weeds. I want tomatoes just taking over. I want basil, just heaps and heaps of basil for basil pesto. I just want this garden to be growing out of control. But until I put in that time and that research, it's probably not going to happen. So I'm happy with what I've got, and we've got goals for the future. So thanks for tuning into this update, and we'll catch you later.